everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing okay. Today's video is just a quick whip and chat just to catch up with you all and let you know kind of what's been going on with me. So I hope you are all doing okay and the new year has gone off to a good start for you all. Yeah, I think my last whip and chat was before Christmas actually, so yeah, it was about time I did one. I'm currently working on Heart Glow from Diamond Art Studio. I'm using my storage that I bought when it was on sale on Amazon. It was like £5 for a 60 bottle storage. They went really quickly. I bought 2 of them, but yeah, they were quite popular, let's just say. I'm using a pen that was gifted to me by a lovely lady called Laura, and I've got a multiplacer from Crafting Cat UK. I have putty in my pen from Crafting Cat UK, and I can't actually remember which one I've got in here, but I do have rather a tin full of them, as you can see, and I do tend to kind of change it fairly often, even though you don't need to because it lasts for absolute ever. But I like to change it up just so that I can smell something different. But I think I've got warming cocoa in there, but it's been in there for a good few days, so yeah. But yeah, so this is what I'm working on, and yeah, I'll just carry on and have a chat with you whilst I'm working. So yeah, if you've got anything you want to ask me, if you want to pop it down in the comments section, I'm happy to answer that on the next whip and chat. As I say, I hope you're all doing okay, and I hope you all had a good Christmas and a good New Year. Mine was mainly spent with family, so yeah, it was really, really lovely. And if you've watched my last whip and chat, you'll remember that you may remember that I started a new job in January. For those that haven't seen my last whip and chat, basically, I haven't worked for 20 years. And the only jobs I've kind of had before that were like literally 30 years in call centres, basically. So that's kind of really all I'd known, sort of office-based, call centre-based kind of jobs. But then my youngest daughter, Riley, she started having seizures when she was 7.5. And the seizures were getting so bad that in the end we decided it would be sensible for me to give up work to look after her. So that's when I left my job at the call centre. It was like a social housing call centre, dealing with like taking calls to pay rent, organise repairs to properties and things like that. So, but I'd been there for sort of 9 years, so you know it was quite weird to be at home all the time because I've literally worked since leaving school. So it was quite a shock to be not in a job. It was really strange at first, and it took a lot of getting used to. But yeah, so I hadn't worked for 10 years, and then I thought, now it's time to sort of probably get back into it now. Riley's grown out of the seizures. She's going to uni later this year. I tend to spend a lot of time with my older daughter who lives in the same street as me, and she doesn't work. Her partner works full time, but she's a stay-at-home mum because she's got Ronnie who's not long turned 2, and she's got Ethan who's at school, and Ethan's autistic. So yeah, I've been sort of going on school runs with her and things like that, and helping her out with Ronnie and stuff, and just generally spending time with them both. But then I thought, well, Riley's now going to uni, and she's doing okay health wise. So I thought, maybe it's time to look for a part-time job. Sorry if you did see the other one, and this is all a bit of a repeat for you, but it's just really to fill in anyone who's not, that's new to the channel or who hasn't looked at the other, sort of whip and chat video. But yeah, so I thought, time to start, looking for a little part-time job for me. I was only really looking for, I don't know, 3 days a week, maybe, something like that. Hadn't really thought much about it, and I'd happened to have put a post on my Facebook, saying that I was looking for, a little part-time job. And one of my friends messaged and said, I work for an agency. Why don't you come in and have a chat with us? And I was like, oh, okay, like sort of doing what kind of thing? And she says, well, we provide exam invigilators to school, and we also provide TAs. And I was like, well, I'm not qualified in anything like that. And she's like, oh no, don't worry, it's fine. As an agency, we'll put you through any training that you need to put through. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll come in and have an interview. And I was like, such a bag of nerves. But anyway, I went in and everything went absolutely brilliantly. And she's, she said the exam invigilator is a bit kind of as and when kind of role. And I said, to be honest, I'm really looking for something a bit more permanent. And she said, well, why don't you have a word with one of my colleagues? He deals with, the TAs kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to have a chat with him. Anyway, he sort of said, would you be willing to work with children with special needs? And I said, yeah, that's not a problem at all. My grandson is special needs. I spend quite a bit of time with him. So, yeah, I'm happy to have a go with really anything. I'm not, I wouldn't rule out any type of children to work with because you just wouldn't, would you? So anyway, he said, oh, okay then, leave it with me. We'll look into it, see what we've got for you. So, yeah, I kind of went home, went away feeling quite positive. And then I think it was like 2 days later, he rang me and said, oh, I've got a school that I want to send you to for a kind of an interview and a look round and spend a bit of time in the class. I was like, oh, right, okay. When's that then? He was like, oh, on was it on Friday? It was like really soon anyway. It was like 2 or 3 days later. And I was like, oh my God, bag of nerves. So yeah, anyway, I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll go. And so he sort of said, oh, it's based in literally about 20 minutes drive from me. But then when I actually looked at the route, it was actually closer than that because you could go via the back roads. It's nice, like little country roads to get to it, basically. So anyway, I went for this interview, and they said, oh, we'll let you know. And I got to spend a bit of time in a classroom and got a walk around the school and everything. So yeah, I met some of the kids, which was great. So yeah, I went home feeling quite positive again, and then I got the call to say, yes, you've been successful. We'd like you to start in January. We want you to work 3 days a week. But they did ask me during the interview, like, what hours I was looking for. And I was like, well, I wouldn't rule out full-time, but ideally I would have liked 3 days a week. And I went away thinking, well, that's not going to happen because, it's a school and they need you sort of... I was expecting them to say, well, we can take you on, but if they did, obviously, but you would need to work full-time. But when the agency rang me, he said, oh, I've got some good news for you. The school really liked you. They want you to start in January. I was like, oh, that's fantastic. And he said, yeah. And he says, oh, working 3 days a week. So you'll be working Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And I was like, oh, fantastic. I said, I thought I'd have to work, I thought they'd want me, sort of full-time or nothing. And he said, no, they're quite happy for you to do the 3 days. And I sort of think, really, they were maybe thinking, well, she's not been in work for a long time. Probably thinking, yeah, she's getting on a bit, like a lot of the teaching assistants that are really young. And then here's me at 54 rocking up and... maybe they just thought, start her off gently and put her in at 3 days a week. So, they said, yeah, 3 days a week. And I was like, yeah, that's fantastic. That's great. So, yeah, so I started on the 8th of January, I think it was. And yeah, I'm on half term this week because the kids are broken up. Well, it's Friday. It's Thursday today. Yeah, Thursday. So, yeah, last day off tomorrow of the half term holiday. But yeah, I've already been there a term. It's crazy. It's gone it's gone so quickly, to be honest. But I have to say, I am absolutely loving it. I really wasn't sure how I would cope. Basically the school is for children aged between 5 and 19. There's only about 55 children at the school. So it's like a small school, but it's in nice, beautiful grounds. In a big, beautiful... It looks like... Do you know if you were driving up, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was like a mansion house? You know what I mean? It was like, like driving up the driveway of Downton Abbey or something. UK people will know what I mean when I say Downton Abbey. It was, it's like they've got their own farm with all animals on and everything. They've got sheep, goats, pigs, chickens. It's 2 little ponies. It's just such a beautiful place, and... I was so excited, and then I had to have like lots of training the first couple of weeks, but then we were getting to have sort of some time in classrooms, and they'd said to us, because there was 3 of us that started that were going to become teaching assistants, and they said, we'll put you in different classes and see how you get on, see which teachers like you, see which classes you like going in, see how the kids feel about you. And I was glad that they did ask the kids, because like I was in one class and she said, oh yeah, they've told me to ask the children in here, which of the 3 of you they liked, and so yeah, it was quite nice to know that they took the kids' views into it, because you know, at the end of the day, that's what it should be about. It should be about them and their learning journey. But yeah, I was so happy with the class they put me in, because the thing is as well with that school is the staff are so supportive. Like in my class, for instance, there is one teacher, there is a lead teaching assistant, and then there's me and a teaching assistant. So there's 4 members of staff in our class, and currently we have 3 children. so yeah, it's fabulous really, because it's kind of one-on-one with the TAs, and then the teachers there as a, you know, she sort of leads the lessons, and then we sit and help them with their work and things like that. And it's 3 boys in my class, and they're kind of like 10, 11, 12 is their age range. And they're just absolutely adorable. You know, it's just been, it's actually really been the happiest I've ever been in a job, to be honest. I really feel like I've, you know, found a good place to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the older children, especially the boys, I mean, you know, that are approaching 19, they're really big strapping lads. And, you know, if they, like the other day I was walking through the school, and one of the bigger lads, he was walking through the school with his TA, but she was a bit further behind him, and he come charging right up to me, and he stopped right in front of me, and he had his face about 2 inches away from my face. And I thought, you know, because I know some of the children, you know, there has been incidents where they get agitated and upset. So I sort of just stood still and smiled at him, and then like he just sniffed my neck and like started sniffing all the way down me, like not all the way down me obviously, but around my shoulders and stuff. And he's like, TA come running over, she's like, I'm so sorry, she says, you can't just go sniffing people without asking their permission. And it was just so funny, because it was just such a sweet moment, and I was like, I smiled at him and said goodbye, and he just sort of wandered off happy. But you know, it's just, but you know, as I say, the boys in my class are quite young, and you know, they are such little sweethearts. It's just, it really is lovely. It's such a wonderful place to work. But yeah, I mean, on the last day before they broke up, I took one of the little lads to his mum's car, and I says, oh, I won't see you now for a week. You've got half term, you know, you're going to have some time off school for the holiday. And he says, oh, well, maybe you can give me your number so I can talk to you during half term. And I thought, oh, that's so sweet. And his mum like looked at me as if to say, oh, bless him. She says, no, I don't think Lisa will be allowed to give you her phone number. You know, I think we'll have to just see her after the half term. And I says, oh yeah, I'll see you after half term. And he's just so cute. He like literally melts my heart. And like every day, every morning when I get into school, and he comes in, he'll go, hello, did you have a good evening last night? And he asks me that every single morning. And then like at least twice a week he'll say to me, Lisa, you know when you're not here and you're at home on the days that you don't work? And I go, yes. He goes, do you miss me? And I go, oh God, of course I do, yeah. I miss you so much. And I think he asked me that about, I think he asked me every day that I'm in, to be honest. But honestly, it's just literally so heartwarming. You know, I work 8:15 to 4:15, but the children that are collected via taxi or parents go home at 2:30, and then there are some children that are residential and they leave class at about 3:15. So then we have like an hour to do any paperwork and reports and things like that. And sorry, just having a sip of my drink, bear with me. I've got some lovely Pepsi Max beside me, cherry Pepsi Max. So yeah, honestly, I'm really enjoying it. And I know kind of those of you that did watch my video where I mentioned getting this job, you were so supportive. And, you know, a few of you said things like, it's the sort of job you think I was made for. So I've obviously come across I'm assuming I've come across to people as I've got a caring nature. And I do think I have. I think I am a people person. I definitely would say that. You know, I do enjoy spending my time with people. I'm very chatty, I'm very easygoing, and you know, I like literally if the kids because they've got in where our classroom is, we share like a playground with one other classroom. It just makes me so like, you know, when you look in a mainstream school and you see there's about 35 kids in a class, it makes me so grateful for these boys that they're getting, you know, the actual full-on attention that they need. But yeah, I mean, I go out into the playground with them, and they've got a trampoline and they've got swings, and I just like literally sit there on the swings with my little boy I look after, and we just chat about Spider-Man and don't get me wrong, it's not all fun and games. We do have to do a bit of maths and English and stuff like that, but you know, they probably they do have where they can like get a qualification of some sort there. I don't think it will ever be like the GCSEs that the children in mainstream school do here, but they do get some sort of qualification. And I think I might do this, some of this 310 section here. So yeah, they do get some form of qualification. I'm not quite sure how it works. As you know, I've not been there that long really to kind of ask all the nitty gritty questions, but yeah, I mean, like the older children, their kind of lessons is a lot, not just the maths and English side of thing. It's kind of based around like life skills and things like that. So that we will take them for cooking lessons and things like that. But they also get to do like loads of off-site stuff as well. Like, you know, they go rock climbing, they do absolutely all sorts. It just literally is the most amazing school. So yeah, I'm so happy there. So yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you really, what else I can talk to you about. Trying to remember what I spoke to you about in the last video, and I can't remember. Yeah, I've started doing some destashing of some of my diamond paintings lately. Not loads of them. I find, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll diamond paint, I'll have a certain taste for a while, then I start to fancy other things, and my taste seems to change so much. But I literally had so many diamond paintings stashed away, and I thought it's just going to get to the point. I mean, let's be honest, my diamond paintings stash will probably outlive me. I've said this before. So I really want to kind of streamline my stash and try and keep just ones that I absolutely completely love, rather than like, oh yeah, I like that one, that's nice. You know what I mean? And you go through a phase of like just buying loads of diamond paintings. You have to excuse me with this. I'm just literally going all over the place, aren't I? Starting down here, now going up there. I'm not very good at multitasking, so trying to talk to you guys and trying to diamond paint at the same time is just, I'm terrible at it. So yeah, when I've sold the ones I've got up for destash, I'm going to be probably buying another couple of diamond paintings, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, I've got rid of I think I've put 7 up on one of the destash groups. And once those are gone, I probably will just buy 2 that I really love, kind of things. That's what I'm trying to do, sort of slimline my stash down a bit. But yeah, so yeah, half term will be over, and I'll be back to work on Monday. And I hope my boys, can you hear me? My boys already. I hope my boys in my class have had a great half term. I'm sure they'll be telling me about all the fun things they've been up to. But yeah, I mean, I've got more training at the end of February, I think. It might be next week. Yes, it is. It's Tuesday and Wednesday next week. It's kind of, the training is like that I've got to do is the kind of training where if something happens and one of the children gets what they call it has an incident where they get agitated and lash out, because I was told when I started there that can happen, but the training is about, the first part of the training was about kind of, they call it green scale behaviour, is where they're happy, the kids are happy, they're great, they're doing what they love, they're enjoying themselves, everything's hunky-dory. And then they have amber, which is where they're a little bit agitated, getting to the stage where they might get upset, they might get into an incident. And then they have like the red scale behaviour, which is where they do get, can be aggressive, angry, whatever. And it's, that's the level you don't want it to get to. So the training, honestly, this grid on these new style canvases is so tight, it's hard to get the drills in sometimes. So yeah, the next stage of the training, I'm going to come back to that because that's driving me crazy. The next stage of the training is, how you would deal with the incident if it has happened, it started, sort of how to keep yourself the young person and other staff members safe, basically, because the last thing we want is anyone to get hurt, especially the children. So yeah, I mean, I've met some great teachers as well. It's just a really nice, friendly place to work. Like they have every Friday we have an assembly where they sort of do like a learner of the week gets like a star certificate, and they go up on a board in the hall like of the week. There's one from each class, basically, a star learner from each class. So we just kind of sit there and they go up and get their sticker and they go on the board, and then everyone claps them, and they're like, it is really lovely. I can feel the drill there. Sorry if you just heard that noise in the background. That's my air freshener on top of my fridge going off. That's it. So yeah, this is one of Diamond Art Studios' newer style canvases, and as you can, let me move it over so you can have a look at a bit I've done. Hopefully you can see this bit here. The grid is so super tight and the drills just fit so snugly. It really is wonderful, because I hate it when you've done a square and you can see like gaps in the drills. It drives me insane. I hate it so much. And it's one of the things that does put me off squares. See, I'm one of these, I was going to say weirdos, but I don't want to say that in case some of you are weirdos like me. Basically, I tend to find with diamond painting, people are either in the square camp or they're in the round camp. But I like both. Most people tend to, I've found so far in groups and chatting and getting to know people either massively prefer round or they massively prefer square. I mean, some people who like square won't even do round, and vice versa. But I am actually one of these people that does actually enjoy both round and square. And square, like I say, has always bothered me if I can see gaps. It just drives me crazy. And this new grid from Diamond Art Studio is literally so unbelievably tight. It's, there's literally going to be like that bit there, obviously. There's no gap in there whatsoever. Not that I can see anyway, unless that's just my bad eyesight, but I don't think there's any... The grid's just too tight. It's just beautiful. Really, really nice tight grid. And they have started doing a few more rounds as well, actually. So yeah, but I like to do both, so I'm in that camp. What about you guys? Do you like round or square best? Or, are any of you like me and like both? Are you my kind of people and you like both? Please do tell me. But yeah, if you've got anything you want to ask me as well, ask away. I'm quite an open book. There's not much I'm not happy to answer. Yeah, anything at all, really, just ask away. But yeah, what are you guys working on as well at the moment? That's something I always like to know. I like to be nosy, see what everyone else is doing. This year I am determined to finish some of my whips, because I have way too many whips. When I first started diamond painting at the first beginning of the first lockdown, I started diamond painting, and I never had more than one diamond painting on the go ever. One, that was it. I never even dreamt of having more than one on the go. Never even thought about it. And I think literally at the moment, I bet I've got 8 started diamond paintings hidden away in cupboards while and then I think, oh yeah, but I want to do this one, and I end up putting some away, or then I'll enter an event and I need to do one of a different, a certain painting for an event, and so yeah, I do get really bad for starting them. So this year I do want to finish some of my whips. My friend Tracy Jordan laughs at me because I'm terrible for starting some. So yeah, I have already actually finished one this year called Breakfast Nook from Diamond Art Club. That was a gift from a wonderful friend of mine. So yeah, I finished that one. So when I do this one, this will be my second finish of the year. And you can see, let me show you where I'm up to with this one actually. Move all my bits out of the way. So I've done let me move my storage so you can see better. So the top section, as you can see, I've gone across the top And then now I'm in the, it's like that's like the bottom half to there. So I've got from there to go. Probably about, see, I'm quite slow at diamond painting. I know some of you guys are super fast, but yeah, I am really slow at diamond painting. I'm not really great at multi-placing. It's not something I'm very good at. I mean, everyone said the, you know, the Diamond Art Club multi-placers are a game changer. You know, you'll love them, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people absolutely love them. But I don't know what it is with me. I just can't get on with them, and I don't know why. I think it's because I'm such a heavy presser. I need a bit more of a sturdy placer. I mean, let's put it this way. This is how heavy a presser I am. If I use the plastic white ones that you get with diamond painting kits, I literally, oh, I can't believe I've just done that. I literally, within like a week or so, will actually wear them away. That's how bad I am. As you can see, I'm heavy-handed, so I've just slid all those drills up there. So yeah, I am super heavy-handed. Show you what, I'm going to go off the 310s for a bit. So yeah, I do like this one that I got from Cat, from Crafting Cat UK. I've just had two new putties this week as well. Super happy with them too. They smell absolutely amazing. Let me I'll actually show them you. Oh, that's it. Secret Getaway. And yeah, these are the two new ones I've had this week. Let me just put that over there, because knowing me, I will stick something on it. I have had, see, I love this tin as well, my putty collection. So yeah, I do have quite a few now, as I say. I've still got all my Christmas ones here from her advent as well. But yeah, look, literally. I like to just change them up all the time and try, you know, sort of have different fragrances. But yeah, my latest ones, I have this one called Secret Getaway, and I just love the packaging with Cat's Putty as well. I love how it's colour, you know, the colour scheme and the picture on the sticker and stuff. I just love it. But also, look how gorgeous this is. Like literally beautiful greens and golds, and oh, it smells so nice. You can just picture yourself lying on a beach drinking a cocktail or something when you smell that. It smells absolutely gorgeous. And this is my other new one, because this is one that Cat's discontinuing, and you know, I think I got a bit of FOMO. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to miss out. I want to try it. So yeah, I got this one as well. And this is another one that smells, well, they all smell amazing, to be fair. But yeah, this one is Be My Honey, and it's actually a cute shape. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Oh my god, it smells absolutely lush. Really, really smells amazing. So yeah, that's my two new latest putties to my collection. What about you guys? Do you use putty, or do you prefer the wax that you get with kits, or, you know, what's your thing? I know some people like glue dots, some people like, some people actually use blue tack and stuff like that, which I've never tried, but I tried glue dots, couldn't get on with them. I like the pink wax. Is just, I think because I'm so heavy-handed, it just ends up coming out all over the canvas, and then it drives me crazy. So yeah, that really gets on the nerves. So yeah, and then I thought I'll try putty, and I've just not looked back since. So yeah, if you haven't tried putty, I do recommend it. I usually link Cat's store anyway in my videos, so I will do, just in case any of you want to give it a try. I totally recommend. So yeah, let's do some of these threes along the top here. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm up to at the moment. I have enjoyed this half term off though, because it's meant I've been able to spend not just with Ronnie and my two daughters, but also with Ethan, because obviously he's been off school. That's my oldest grandson, as I say, the one who is autistic. He's 6 in April, and as I say, Ronnie was 2 at the end of January. So, and tomorrow we are going to a zoo called Twycross Zoo. Those of you that are UK will probably have heard of that. But I'm not a massive fan of zoos, I'm not going to lie. But this particular zoo, the enclosures are really great sizes and stuff, and you know, some of them are endangered animals that, you know, they're trying to, like, repopulate them, I guess is the words. You know, try and get some more of them out in the wild eventually, but, you know. But yeah, I mean, they've got a Gruffalo world there, and we went there before. I think it was, when did we go? Just before Christmas, was it? It might have been October half term. I'm not sure, but we went before, and it was where they were doing an offer where if you went within a certain date range, you got to go for a year, so we don't have to pay tomorrow. So we thought, you know, we've got a year's worth of visits, might as well go in half term. And Ethan is absolutely mad on the Gruffalo, and he's I wouldn't refer to him as non-verbal exactly, but he doesn't speak a lot. He understands a lot. You know, like if you said, Ethan, come and sit here, let me put your shoes on, he'd sit down and let you put your shoes on. He knows exactly what you're saying. And, you know, sometimes he'll, you know, when he thinks you're not looking, you'll hear him sing an entire nursery rhyme. But if you want him to sing a nursery rhyme, and then it's not happening. So, you know, he's, but, you know, when you've, something like when we went to Twycross and we saw the Gruffalo, we took Ethan over to see the Gruffalo, or whoever was in the Gruffalo costume, and the interaction between them was just so lovely, because at first he was just sort of like not wanting to know, but then, you know, the Gruffalo was really like, you know, just sensitive, and I think they gathered, you know, that Ethan was special needs, and they sort of came over and they were really patient, and eventually they did put their hand out to him for him to stroke the hand. So he stroked the Gruffalo's hand, and then that was it. He was, you know, trying to grab the hand and rub it against his cheek, and they used the Macaton for, you know, thank you when we were leaving, and, you know, we said, oh, thank you, and then, you know, it was just a really sweet moment. I mean, you know, anything like that just literally melts my heart and brings tears to my eyes, because to see Ethan so happy, you know, he might not tell you in words, but his face literally lit up, you know, and he just absolutely loved it. So yeah, most of the animals were indoors because it was like the weather was so miserable and cold, so like most of the animals were inside, but yeah, you know, we didn't really see many, but we saw an odd few, but not a lot really. So he didn't really take much notice of the animals, in all fairness, but yeah, he really enjoyed the Gruffalo part. But so yeah, we're doing that tomorrow. And then what am I doing Saturday? Not sure about Saturday yet, but Sunday morning our local cinema does a Sen session. So, you know, if you've got children with special needs that you know, the noisy atmospheres scare them, or the lights being completely down and it being really dark scare them. It's a great session because it's like, I mean, the cinema, I don't know about you guys, but I think the cinema is such a rip-off. It's so expensive. It is ridiculous. And then when you buy drinks and snacks and things, like for two of you to go to the cinema, you're looking at about 50 quid these days, and the rest probably. So yeah, I just think it's a bit expensive. But they do this Sen session, and you don't watch like new movies. Like I think in a couple of weeks they're doing like Room on a Broom and Zog and stuff like that. And they probably will do the Gruffalo and stuff like that. So it is ones kids have seen before, but basically what they do is the kids can move about. The lights are not like completely off. They're just probably a bit lower. They can get up and wander around. They don't have to be sat in in the seat not moving, and it's just going to be really relaxed. You can take your own food and drinks in, which is, you know, as we know, is normally a no-no in cinemas because they want you to buy their overpriced stuff. But yeah, you can take your snacks in, your drinks in, and it was for 2 adults and 2 children. So I'm going to go with Chloe because I'll obviously drive. For 2 adults and 2 children, I think it was like £11 something. So yeah, I think we're watching Peppa Pig though, which makes me want to like. No, I don't like Peppa Pig. She's horrid. I mean, why they, put this on for kids? She's just a little brat. She's horrible to her little brother George. She's just a spiteful little pig, in my opinion. But Ethan likes her, so I can deal with it. So yeah, me and Chloe are going to take Ethan and Ronnie, and it will be their first visit to the cinema for both of them. So we've literally got no idea how this is going to go. But I think because he can get up and move around, and because Pepper's going to be on, hopefully, and snacks might kind of sway him as well, to be fair. Yeah, he's got a bit of a thing for for food. And like literally, my daughter Chloe makes him the most amazing packed lunches for school. Because he can have free school dinners. Children in the UK, in the infants, can have free school dinners. All children can have free school dinners, which you think, yeah, that's great. Saves on the cost and everything, and they get a nice hot dinner every day. But no, he decided he doesn't want to eat them, so she sends him a pack up anyway. And then I think sometimes he has a little bit off the dinners list and stuff. So yeah, that's another thing about the new job. I actually get I get school dinners free. So yeah, that is quite a nice perk of the job, I have to say. So yeah, because we go to the dinner hall with the children and we have to sit with them and sort of make sure they're. I don't mean we have to sit with them. I didn't mean it to sound like that, but literally our lunch is spent sat with them eating their lunch, us eating our lunch. Just making sure there's no incidents and they're happy and safe and everything's going okay. But yeah, probably not doing much for my waistline with the sponge pudding and custard and things. And like the other week it was roast beef dinner and we had like Yorkshire pudding and gravy and everything, and it tasted like proper meat gravy as well. So it was literally so good. But yeah, so yeah, I am looking forward to the zoo tomorrow with the boys, and then the cinema on Sunday. Got a couple of random black drills there. Yeah, and then probably Saturday night will be a bit of a chill time with hubby. We usually tend to, Saturday night we kind of just sit and chill together, watch a bit of telly. We usually have a takeaway on a Saturday night. So yeah, probably have a curry or something, or sometimes Chinese, sometimes curry, depends what mood we're in really. But yeah, just a chilled Saturday night, ready for the cinema on Sunday morning. And then before you know it, it's back to work on Monday morning again. So yeah, that'll be half term over and done with. But yeah, it has been nice. We took them swimming on Wednesday, which was nice because our local pool is great. They again have a Sen session. We didn't go to the Sen session this time. We went to the family swim. It's a nice change to go to the main big pool, just to get the kids kind of used to being around other people as well. And my niece came with her partner and their little girl, so it's quite nice. So yeah, we really enjoyed that. What else have we done this half term? Sorry, just get rid of a trash drawer. Can't think what else we've done. Sure we did something else the other day. Honestly, I'm so forgetful. I am absolutely shockingly terrible memory. Absolutely terrible. So yeah, can't think what else I've got to tell you. Not sure what kit I'm going to work on after this one. I'm going to be entering the Diamond Art Club event on the DAC Fans UK page. I don't know if any of you are on that one, but they've got a spring event, and I have got painting in mind for that, which obviously needs to be spring related. I've got one with a beautiful flower on it. Another one that was gifted to me by my wonderful friend. So yeah, I'm going to work on that one. So yeah, are any of you guys doing any events really? Have you got any events coming up that you're entering, or that you're working on kits for, or doing any exciting kits? Anyone doing any customs at the moment? I keep debating like having another go at a custom. I never know where to order customs from now. I've heard people say really good things about Evermoment on AliExpress, and I have had like a look on YouTube channels at Evermoment unboxings, and they do, the way they come out in like a cardboard tube type box, and the kits do look absolutely amazing, to be fair. So I think the next time I do try a custom, I probably will order it from Evermoment. They do come very highly recommended. Their feedback's great as well. There's they're one of the more expensive ones on AliExpress, but if that's with good reason, then I'm quite happy to pay that. But So yeah, have any of you guys, any of you ever used Evermoment, or is there any other companies you've used for customs? I actually do have, is it three customs in my stash that have, that have been there for absolutely ages. They go back that far that UK people will know what I mean when I say Windsor Diamond Art. Yeah, not a great company. Ripped lots of people off, took people's money, then didn't provide the kits and things. And yeah, I think the owner was really, really struggling. And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people suffered as a consequence of that. And so yeah, it wasn't great. But yeah, I've still got 2 customs from them under the bed, in the spare room, along with all my other ones. So yeah, I do need to start getting down my stash. See, I always think like, oh my god, I've got so many in my stash, but in reality, I bet I've only got, especially after my Lola, what are you doing? Sorry, that's one of my cats. I think I've only got actually probably about 15 now, I think, in my stash. And then when I see someone else's stash, or someone will put on, one of the Facebook groups, oh, how many have people got in their stash? And then people will put like, oh, I've got 200, or I've got 400. I've got 80, I've got 60, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, like my stash is small fry compared to a lot of people's. I do have stash envy though, I have to say. When I see these pictures, I'm like, I'm so jealous. But then it's just more to complete, and that I'll die before I ever get a chance to complete, let's face it. So yeah, and I don't think my daughters had finished them off when I popped my clogs either, so so morbid, aren't I? But yeah, I am going to try and streamline my stash a bit more and just go for kits I absolutely cannot live without. But yeah, I think I say that for most of them, have I, to be fair. But yeah. So when does the spring one start? I can't even remember when this event starts. I know my friend Kat will know from Kat's Diamond Painting. So Kat, tell me please, when does the event start? Because I need to be ready with my beautiful flower. I might actually, if I can finish this one quickly and that event doesn't start, I've got a feeling it's the end of March, but is it all of March? No, end of March till, I can't remember. And like I said, I've got a rubbish memory. I just cannot think for the life of me. But if there is a gap and it is the end of March, at least that means I could work on some of my whips and get some of them finished instead of just starting a new kit, which I do get very tempted to do. I'm not gonna lie. I ordered one from Diamond Art Club called Broken Heart Hollow, and it is just absolutely beautiful. It's got their new fairy dust drills in, which I absolutely love. I do absolutely love their fairy dust drills. So yeah, I'm a little bit tempted for that one, but I've also got Fairy House from Diamond Art Studio in my stash, and I love that one as well. But I've just got to ignore them, ignore the calling that they're doing from under the spare bed, and leave them be, and just finish some of my whips. So yeah. Right, can we see any more C's anywhere? I do like the way Diamond Art Studio are now doing that. If it's a dark colour, they use a yellow symbol, so it makes it so much easier to see, especially when you're as blind as a bat like me. Like, my eyesight is literally appalling. I need to get a light pad. All of you keep saying to me that I need a light pad in my life, and I definitely do need to get one, I think. But I don't know about you guys, I've been looking at them, and because where I diamond paint is actually sitting at my dining table, there's no plug sockets near me, so it's really difficult. So I do want one of the rechargeable ones, and I've been looking like on Amazon and on eBay and stuff like that, and the rechargeable ones are just, so they seem expensive to me, but then, you get what you pay for, I suppose, and, you can get one, that you can plug in for really cheap, but the ones that are rechargeable, they are more expensive, but I think I do need to get one because I am starting to really struggle with my eyes. I mean, I don't know if any of you know anything about prescriptions, but my eyes are like, my left eye and my right eye are both about like -7 or 7.5 or something like that. So my eyesight is really bad. So right, just having another drink there. So yeah, that's my next purchase that I need to make. Actually, thinking about it, it's March, isn't it, at the weekend? Is it? It's March very soon anyway, isn't it? In the next, what date is it today? I don't even know what date it is. Honestly, I'm dreadful. Get out of my routine of being at school and I'm like all over the place. Don't even know what date it is. But yeah, I know Mother's Day is coming up. UK Mother's Day is coming up in March. I think it's quite early as well, like the 12th or something. So maybe I could ask for a light pad for Mother's Day. Or, you know, like drop lots of heavy hints. And they would have to be heavy because, geez, that hobby of mine does not pick up the hint. Especially when my diamond painting's concerned, I think he gets quite frustrated. Why are you buying more diamond paintings when you got a stack of them under the bed? Honestly, don't these men realise that like collecting them is a completely different hobby to actually completing them? I mean, come on. It's just, you know, get with it. Just winds me right up. Also, I want to ask you guys as well is what YouTube channels do you like to watch? Diamond painting YouTube channels do you like to watch? Because I am always looking for new channels to watch. So yeah, tell me who else you watch so I can check them out and find myself some new channels to look at. Because I don't know about you guys, when I'm like, if I sit down to do a section on my diamond painting, like now for instance at my house, everyone's in, well I say everyone, there's only my hubby and Riley. Riley and Dave are in bed, so I'm like sat at the dining table where I've been since about 9:30, because hubby goes to bed really early because he gets up at like 5 o'clock. So he goes to bed super early, so I tend to sometimes come back into the kitchen and sit at the dining table and do like a section or two on my diamond painting. And when I'm sitting diamond painting, I absolutely love to watch someone out. Well, I say watch. What, Lola? What are you doing? Honestly, bloody cats. I'm blaming Lola. It could be Colin or Blue, to be fair. But yeah, I like to kind of like get someone's Whip and Chat up, and whilst they're diamond painting and I'm diamond painting, I just like to listen to, you know, whatever's happening with them. So they're my kind of go-tos for when I'm sitting diamond painting. But yeah, sometimes I'm like kind of struggling for who to watch. I watch Kat's channel and a couple of others, but I've not really got loads that I like tune into regularly. So yeah, if you know of any, hit me up with them. Tell me down in the comments who you watch, because I need to find some channels. Sorry, I'm being super slow, I know, but it's just, I'm tired as well, actually, to be fair. I'm about ready for bed, especially with getting up to go to the zoo. I do need to get to bed soon myself. It's only, what are we now? Oh, it's 11 PM here in the UK right now on Thursday. So yeah, it is nearly time for me to, I say go to bed, you know, I'm tired, but then I lie there in bed. I don't know about you guys, I get my phone out and then I start Googling random things or going on places like Diamond Art Club and adding even more kits to my wish list and more kits to my shopping cart. So yeah, I'm a bit of a nightmare actually. I did actually find a light pad on AliExpress that I might, and the seller does have, you know, pretty good reviews as well, so I might actually have to treat myself before Mother's Day. I could always say it's an advanced Mother's Day present, and then he doesn't have to buy me anything on Mother's Day, but then he'll forget that and he'll probably buy me some Ferrero Rochers or whatever anyway. So yeah, win-win. What's that one? Is that on number 8? Yep, it is. So yeah, I think that's enough waffling from me, to be honest. I bet you're bored to tears. Are any of you still there? If you are still here, show me the fourth emoji in your emojis that you use regularly. Let's just see who's still here. I don't think what mine would be. But yeah, that is me up to date with you guys. So yeah, enjoying the job, loving it. And those of you that said, you know, it would be good for me and I'd be good at it, thank you. That is really appreciated. And I do actually feel, I was nervous, I was scared, because I was more scared that I wouldn't be good enough for the kids, if that makes sense. Like, you know, it's a long time since I've been doing like maths and English and stuff like that, and am I going to be good enough? Am I going to be good enough at the job? But literally, I'm absolutely loving every second of it. And I was working with a lady the other week, and she sort of said, you know, told me her name and says she's been there about 5 years, and asked me mine. We was in a class together. I was in a different class to usual. And when I told her I was, she said, oh, I've heard really good things about you, actually. And I thought, well, that's quite nice. And then someone else said it to me later that day. So I thought, well, I must be doing something right then, if more than one person's kind of saying that to me. So yeah, and the kids do seem to like me as well. And, you know, one of the boys in my class doesn't like new staff members. Not that he won't ever, but he feels really unsettled when new staff members start in that class. And, you know, they do, you know, sadly, they do sometimes have, you know, high turnovers at schools like this, because people start there and then they just don't think they can handle it. But I think a lot of the time it is that people don't give it enough of a chance. I mean, I know there was one member of staff that started at the same time as me, and I think he left on day 3. I mean, I'm sorry, but you have not given it a chance. You've not even tried. But to me, I'm sorry, someone who's going to give up on day 3 with special needs children and young adults shouldn't be there anyway, because the kids don't need that. They need consistency. They need someone who's going to stick around. They need someone who's going to be there and, you know, make them feel they're getting everything they need and stuff. And so, yeah, you know, bye-bye to people like that, because it's just not the right place for you. But yeah, so this boy in my class who's like really doesn't like strangers, the first week I was in their class, he did have quite a few incidents, and, you know, he didn't sort of interact with me, he didn't want to talk to me or look at me or whatever. But then we took them to gymnastics, was it last week or the week before? And we were going back in the school vehicles. And he actually turned around to me and said, Lisa, on the way back in the car, would you sit next to me? And, like, I can't tell you what that actually meant to me. I thought, I'm going to cry in a minute. I thought, I'm going to have to control myself or I'm going to cry. And, like, I looked over at the lead TA because I thought, you know, am I allowed to say yes? Because, you know, I wasn't sure if I would be, you know, because he is a child that, because he has incidents and I've not had that training, you kind of like have to be sort of a bit more careful. But because she was travelling in the same car, she like sort of nodded to me without him sort of seeing her. So I was like, yeah, of course we can sit together on the way back, that's fine. So yeah, even though he didn't really say much to me on the way back in the car, it was just so nice that, you know, he'd asked me to sit with him. So yeah, I was so pleased. And I told the teacher when I got back, and she said, oh, that actually means he's like finally accepting you as a member of staff. She says, and to be fair, that's quite quick for him, because normally it takes him a lot longer. She says, so, you know, that is really good that he's, you know, and he likes to pretend to be a doctor. So we've got him like a sign on his door saying, you know, doctor, and then his surname. And like he says, he comes in the classroom the other day, he's like, does anyone need a blood test? And I went, oh yeah, I think I do actually. So like you go into his little room, and he's got one of the other kids in there with him who's pretending to be the receptionist, and they're just so cute together. And like, yeah, he tied this little piece of ribbon round my arm. You know how they put the tourniquet thing on your arm? He tied a bit of ribbon round and pretended he was taking a blood test. He was like all professional, like, yes, so I'll get your results in 3 days, and you know, ring in and check your results. And I was like, yeah, that's great, thank you, doctor. And off I went. And, you know, like, so it's just honestly, unless you've been around children with special needs, it might be a bit hard to understand. But to feel like you're getting somewhere and you're being accepted is just a massive deal. And yeah, sorry, it's making me emotional, to be fair. So yeah, just bear with me a sec. Yeah, honestly, I can honestly say I've never been happier. Never been happier than working there. So yeah, I'm so happy. So yeah, all of you that were positive for me, thank you, because you were right. I do love it, and I think I was made to do it. And yeah, let's just hope that at the end of my agency, my contract I think runs out about the 19th of April, and I'm just hoping that it will be extended. If they don't feel I'm right, then fair enough. I wouldn't want them to extend it if they don't think I'm right. But if they do, and I can stay and be taken on properly by the school, I will be absolutely buzzing. I will be made up. So yeah, that is definitely enough waffling for me. I think it's about an hour now, so you're probably bored of hearing me. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Any questions, honestly, please ask me, because I am an open book. So yeah, take care of yourselves. I think the next video you'll probably see from me will probably be a unboxing when I do an order, which I'm hoping to do this weekend. So yeah, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.